Hi, good morning. You've joined me on one of my morning cycle rides. I've been noticing quite a lot of differences while I've been out and about these days. For one thing, the sun's now up, so I don't need to rely on my lights. And I'm starting to see changes in the hedges. I'm starting to see catkins, snowdrops, daffodils even. But the one thing that really makes me see that spring's coming is when I start to see the lambs. These little guys are really a sign that spring's on the way. The words we're going to look at in the Bible today were written by somebody who knew quite a lot about lambs and sheep. His name was David, and his first job was as a shepherd. He had a very exciting life later. He was also a soldier and lately became a king. But first of all, he was a shepherd, and he knew about sheep, and he wrote about sheep.
Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I have everything I need. He gives me rest in green pastures. He leads me to calm water. He gives me new strength. For the good of his name, he leads me on paths that are right. Even if I walk through a very dark valley, I will not be afraid, because you are with me. Your rod and staff comfort me. You prepare a meal for me right in front of my enemies. You pour oil of blessing on my head. You give me more than I can hold. Surely your goodness and love will be with me all my life, and I will live in the house of the Lord forever.
In this psalm, David talks about particular areas where God is like a shepherd. The first is that he provides for us, just as the shepherd provides what the sheep need. When God provides, he's generous. He gives us more than we can hold. Think of the overflowing glass. If God provides generously to us, we can also overflow to help other people. The next is that God protects. He loves us and he keeps us in difficult times. We can trust him, so we don't need to be afraid. The last part of this psalm is a promise of God's love and goodness as we go through life, and a home with him forever.
Right, so that is Psalm 23. Now for our craft this week, we thought you might like to make up a sheep, because the sheep has a shepherd, and so it's a reminder that we have a shepherd, and our shepherd is the Lord, a very good shepherd. So here is the sheet if you want to download it from the site. It has some instructions on it, a little picture of the completed sheet, complete with little bar. And you don't actually have to read the instructions at all. It's very easy. You need to print this out on a piece of card if possible, though you could get away with paper if you don't have any card. You need some cotton wool, a little bit of Pritt stick glue or something like that, and you just cut out around it and fold along the dotted lines, stick the two tabs together and they two halves the head, and here is one we prepared earlier. Enjoy.
So, David, who wrote this psalm, was a shepherd, and he was also a soldier, and he was a king. But he was also a musician. And he originally wrote this psalm as a song. And I'm sure he used it as a reminder himself of God's provision and protection and God's promise for him throughout his life. And over the hundreds of years since David wrote this, many people have also used it in different versions to bring hope and to bring encouragement and to remind us that the Lord is our shepherd. So we're going to finish with a version that Emily and Andrew actually prepared recently for a family funeral. And it was also a message of hope and encouragement in that setting. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
The Lord's my shepherd, I'll not want. He makes me down to lie in pastures green. He leadeth me the quiet waters by. My soul he doth restore again, and me to walk doth make within the paths of righteousness, in for his own name's sake. Yea, though I walk through death's dark vale, yet will I fear no ill, for thou art with me, and thy rod and staff me comfort still. A table thou hast furnished me in presence of my foes. My head thou dost with oil anoint, and my cup overflows. Goodness and mercy all my life shall surely follow me, and in God's house forevermore my dwelling place shall be.